So today, we'll be touring a 5-room flat at 614 Senja Road. But more than just showing you the layout and location, I want to share what this home really means to Matthew the owner. And honestly, I can really see why he fell in love with this place. So why did Matthew choose this home? When he first told me about this flat, I could immediately feel the intention behind it. He told me he wanted a place that could grow with him, a home where his family wouldn't feel like limited or constrained by space. So when I visited the place, I understood what he meant. It's quiet and peaceful around the estate. Cough, cough, bongo, airplanes. Just kidding. At the same time, you never really feel disconnected even though you are at the Senja area. Because over there, if you drive, just one turn gets you into Bukit Timah Road, which leads you to town. The other side leads you into the expressway, which brings you through Punggol towards Tampines. So from there, you can feel like if you drive, it's actually quite convenient to travel around. In terms of MRT, it's also walking distance to Senja LRT, or slightly further is the Bukit Panjang MRT. So in terms of daily living, Matthew also shared how convenient life is over there. He smiled, as he told me like, hey, our place has a 24-hour fair price that is fully sheltered. And right beside the fair price is a coffee shop. Yeah, so from this I can imagine, wow, imagine late night when you come back late from work, then you think, oh, should I pay extra 30 bucks just to order Grab for me and my partner, or 50 bucks if you're ordering for the whole family, or just head downstairs, fair price, you can buy all your stuff, or the coffee shop downstairs. Not only that, I also noticed that there's a polyclinic right across the road, and I thought to myself, damn, this is the kind of convenience that you don't really realize how much you appreciate until you live here or get that kind of convenience. And the next thing that Matthew also shared, how he really loved how breezy and open the flat feels. When I visited there a couple of times, I kind of understood why the flat was so windy. In fact, a lot of times in the evening, I didn't even have to turn on the fan, not even AC, we're talking about fan. And that's because his house have a lot of what they call cross ventilation, meaning windows on different ends of the room, meaning not just one window in the living room, the other end also has another window. So what happens is that when one end of the window, the air comes in, right? The air goes out from the other side, or vice versa. So what happens is that this creates a lot of circulation within the flat, so it feels breezy. In fact, it's not only in the living room, dining area, the master bedroom also has 2 windows in the bedroom. So with that kind of cross ventilation, right, the air just flows naturally, and it also makes the place a lot brighter because there's a lot of windows. And as a father of 4, space was non-negotiable for Matthew. He shared how he even added an extra room in the living area, so he carved out like a small partition wall that can fit like a bed inside. So he has technically 4 bedrooms, and yet even with that, he still has a full-size dining area and living area for his sofa and TV set. So while walking around, Matthew's wife showed me the hidden ledges built into each room. In fact, the living room as well as every room has this hidden ledge. She laughed about how easy it is to make the house tidy. In fact, she said how some of her neighbors, they have this ledge, but it's not like full size. Hers is like, oh, full size, can put books, can even put a bag, can put your power bank, can put your phone inside. It keeps the place really tidy, and because she's a very tidy and clean person, it's such a small detail, but it really adds to making the place a lot neater and tidier. So there I was, thinking, wow, you can really have functionality and comfort and plenty of space. In fact, Matthew even proudly pointed out, in the kitchen that there is like a separate dry and wet area. If you've been to the newer estates or BTO, you know how small the kitchen is. Barely any space for the dry area most of the time. Probably it's just one small tabletop, right? So yeah, if you're the BTO owners, you'll be wishing you had this kind of kitchen areas. So when I asked Matthew what really makes this place feel at most like home, he paused for a bit, then he pointed out the view. So that's why he built this particular ledge, so that he can switch the sofa sets or TV sets around. And the reason why he wants that sofa set there, right, is because the living room is quite long. So if you're at the end, you cannot see the sunset view, but if you're at this side, you can actually see the sunset view. I've been trying to ask him to take a video of the sunset view to share with me. Once I get it, if you want it, I'm happy to share that with you. And when he said that, and I look at the view, yeah, it's unblocked. This unit, even though it's on a low floor, it sits on top of this small hill. Yes, Singapore, you don't have mountains, you have a small hill. I can see why it's quiet, it's calming, see the sunset. It's almost therapeutic, right? Yeah, so because of the elevation, you get that view, you get a sense of openness. It felt very nice. Doesn't feel like it's on the second floor, but yet you have the convenience. You can just walk down the stairs or walk up the stairs if you need. So here's a very fun story that Matthew shared with me that made me laugh. His flat sits right above the multi-story car park. Yeah, so having this basement multi-story car park is very convenient if you drive. But additionally, because his house sits right beside the multi-story car park, you know, he shared with me in the olden days, a decade or two ago, he used to park his car by the edge, and because his house is right beside the car park, he can just run a hose down and wash his car from the stairs. So I thought, like, it's actually a really nice and kampong feel to it, you know. Only someone who really cares about and feels at home would think of doing something like that. And I thought, hey, what if, but you know, in modern days, maybe we don't really run hose down and wash our car as much anymore, but now we have home cafes. So I think, hey, actually from here, this second floor, you're gonna pass things to people through to the car park. It's convenient, you know, disturb the neighbors. At the same time, it feels very kampong, very homely. Not recommending or saying anything, but that's just my idea that, you know, I have. It's pretty fun to think about and make me laugh. So this is Matthew's story and a little bit of my experience visiting his home. And if you want to experience this place for yourself, do reach out to me. I'd love to show you around. You can reach me at my number here. And if you enjoy hearing and watching these kinds of home story, be sure to subscribe. Let me know what you think and check out my other videos over here, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.